Welcome back to another fight video. This one is not about heavyweight, which this boxing is mainly about the heavyweight champs or the heavyweight division, which Moses Atoma is getting ready to fight Filip Hrgovic, so that's going to be excellent. Can't wait for that one on Saturday, Friday or Saturday. It's the 29th, I believe. But anyway, this one is actually about another fight that I watched that was the lighter weights, which was Teofimo Lopez and Romero. I watched the whole fight all the way through, and I watched the end of the fight and I watched the reaction from Rolly, and he acted surprised that he lost. Like, he pulled his face like he just couldn't believe that he lost. And I will say, if you're a casual and you just look at the faces of the two fighters, you would look and think Rolly definitely won, because Teo's face was all beat up. Now, most of that was just from the 5th round, where Rolly rocked him and then cut his eye right above his eye, and it was bleeding. It was even bleeding in the post-fight interview. But if you watch boxing enough, you know that having a couple of good shots doesn't win you the fight. The reality is, that's all Rolly really did for the whole fight. Majority of the fight, he was inactive. He wasn't throwing enough punches, and Teo was throwing enough jabs and keeping Rolly honest that Rolly just kept on backing up. He was on the back foot the whole fight. Now, I've seen Rolly fight before, and he'll usually be quite aggressive in his approach, and he usually is the one pressing the action. This fight, I think Teo's hands are faster, and Rolly was just trying to counterpunch, but he didn't throw enough punches, man. Throwing punches and landing, and Teo kept landing to his midsection, to his body, that was winning in points. That was scoring in points. So even on my scorecard, I didn't have the fight very close. The judge that called it a draw, he's an idiot. The other judges had it like I did, wide apart, because I only had Rolly winning maybe 3 rounds out of the whole fight. So kind of strange. And if I'm being honest with you, Rolly's corner didn't think he won either. They kept telling him, look at me, because Rolly kept looking up at the Jumbotron, looking around. He wasn't looking his coach in the eye, his trainer, when he was talking to him. He may have been listening, but he didn't look like he was listening. And they kept talking about, he's got to get busy. He's got to let his hands go. He's got to throw. He's got to throw. And I agree with him that he wasn't throwing at all. I mean, he had the 5th round, but then in the very next round, Teo came out and gave it to Rolly. I mean, he came out and just started throwing himself. So it almost made you forget about the 5th round. I mean, if not for the cut above his eye, they both really wouldn't have been that badly wounded. It wasn't like it was Fabio Wardley's face after Daniel Dubois fight. It wasn't like that by any means. It just was a cut here, you know, a few other little bruises, but they are in the fight game. So when you go swimming, you're gonna get wet. If you go boxing, guess what's gonna happen? You're gonna get punched in the face. That's their job. That's the reason why these guys make millions of dollars per fight. Now, Rolly wants a rematch, and Teo said, I'm not rematching him because I'm trying to unify the belts. So he's thinking about fighting other people already, which is a smart idea. It's a big fight in the UK if he was to fight Conor Benn. I actually think Rolly could have beat him if he would have let his hands go. Maybe he was scared to get hit. Maybe he was scared he didn't have the gas tank to keep up with Teo. But too late now. He came out lethargic the same way Ryan Garcia lost to Rolly. Like, you was watching him thinking, what are you doing? Why are you being so passive? And when it got in the later rounds, I'm sure his corner told him, you have to throw more punches, let your hands go. And he still didn't do it. And then in the press conference, he complained about judges being biased. He complained about when Floyd doesn't throw and he just counter punches, he wins. But they also were a lot more busy than what Rolly was. So I'm a big Rolly fan. I actually like watching him box. I think he's an interesting character. He's a little bit of a weirdo, but he's still interesting. That's why I like him. I like the weirdos. But let me know what you think. Do you guys think Teo won conclusively, or do you think it was closer than what it looked like? Don't comment if you didn't watch the whole fight. I'm not going to go by people who only watched highlights, because the highlights don't really tell the truth most of the time. Anyway, thanks again for watching the video. Subscribe to the channel, comment down below, and I will see you silly mugs in the next video. All right, mate. Adios.